All right, welcome back. Thank you for staying with Inside Politics. Let's take a look at what you're saying back at home on this segment of your call. We just sample your feedback in terms of the talking points we've had. We have our first caller on the line, calling from Naivasha, one Fred Langat. Good afternoon, Freddy. How are you?
I'm fine, Bwana Rogers.
Hey, kindly give us your take on the talking points, briefly.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, allow me to send my sincere condolences to the families who lost their relatives in yesterday's accident in Kitui. And then to what you discussed there, just talk about, let me start by talking about the issue of the state of the nation address, which was given by the president last week.
Yeah.
If you look at the Rogers, the economy of this country has improved. Especially for the last 3 years, it has improved. Remember, now we have coronavirus. There is a pandemic all over the world. But how we have managed to deal with this pandemic, though we have been affected by it, but it is not so much.
Okay.
Look at the projects in the country. Projects are going on. No projects have been suspended because of everything is just okay. And we are just supporting the president. Then the issue of Chebukati walking out from the multi-agency or the issue of preparedness of election, I don't know what does the law say about this. Because I believe you have the lawyers there, and they should tell us what does the law says about the Chief Justice, the Chebukati, and all those other people. Are they supposed to be involved? And if they don't want to talk about the law, what's in the law? What happened in 2017? Were they involved in election preparedness? If they were involved, why is it difficult? Or why is it a problem now to involve such people? And then the issue, the final issue about the sprint and the marathon that I talked about when he was in Nakuru. Rogers, if you look at President Uhuru Kenyatta, is a very wise person. And Kenyans must be very careful when they are going to elect their next president. Remember, he repeated several times, saying, Vijana, mmenisikia. Kumani. President Uhuru Kenyatta knows something. Remember, President Uhuru Kenyatta has worked with Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, he has worked with Kalonzo Musyoka, he has worked with Mudavadi, he has worked with William Ruto, and he knows who is going to be the best president. And President Uhuru Kenyatta will not be happy to leave this country to somebody who will go on stealing public resources, which are meant for development. So let us listen to President Jimmy, and there is a day we are going to miss our president if we are not going to listen to what he's going to tell us.
Okay. Thank you, Fred Langat. Asante sana. Kindly let us finalize on that particular note so we can equally get the views of other callers on the line. That's Fred Langat calling from Naivasha. We've taken note of that particular question, forwarded to the lawyers. Julius Amache is on the line for us, calling from Kisii. Amache, good afternoon.
Rogers and your team.
Kindly go on. Well, what's your take on the talking points we've had?
Oh, thank you. I want to send also my condolences to what happened in Kitui yesterday.
Yes.
I want to say the following. This man, Chebukati, has been the same man. He wants to advance his controversial, the way he used to deal with Jiloba, because Jiloba now is working with the government. And the Chebukati wants to fix Jiloba. But now he's using these lame excuses. The fact is, Chebukati is annoyed by the government. Number one, the government slashed his IBC budget. So he has a vendetta. He is a man who is on a mission of revenge. And the Chebukati language of Uda. And Uda speaks the language of Chebukati. Number two, in the presidential election this year, you will say that Raila Amolo Odinga outwash and then outdo William Ruto early in the morning because of the following reasons. Number one, you will find that Raila has gained a lot of experience since 1997. And number two, Raila is a man who learns. He has learned that you cannot defeat a government in elections. That's why he has made friendship with the government. And the government is President Uhuru Kenyatta. What Kenyatta is speaking is what Raila is speaking. When you find a president speaking your language, it means when those elections will come, it will be proven that it was indeed not 100 meters, but it was a marathon. That is my take this Sunday.
Oh, thank you so much, Julius Amache, right there, calling from Kisii County. Asante sana for your contribution. We'll get to talk more about the IBC budget issue. Let's bring in our next caller, Ibrahim Ali, who's calling from Garissa County. Ali, good afternoon. Ibrahim Ali, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, my brother Rogers.
Niko mzima kabisa.
Thank you so much, my brother. They are a very interactive and informative discussion with the panelists.
Okay.
Let me first of all take this opportunity to send my condolences to that Mwingi family who have lost their loved ones. Tumakiwa Mungu awape pole sana.
All right.
On the issue of politics, I want to concur with this very educative and informed panelists. And Rogers, just give me 2 minutes to prosecute my case.
Okay.
When President says that we should not look age when it comes to electing leaders, the President actually was talking about the character and the integrity of a leader. That is the most important element we should look in electing these people. For example, Dr. William Ruto has been in the government 9 years. In fact, in the first time of Jubilee, he had absolute and fatal access to the power that be. He controlled the most influential, lucrative docket in the country. I have never heard him talking about Mama Bogas. I have never heard him talk about Mtua Boda Boda, as if these people fallen from the heaven the other day. These people have been in this country for time immemorial. They have been struggling under the vagaries of the economic calamity that was brought by this Jubilee government. So today, when the deputy transfers in the country, promising heaven, promising every business people 5 million, 1 million to start up their enterprises, surely are we that naive? You know, we should interrogate the policies of these people. Let us not be carried by the usual political euphoria. Let us interrogate these policies. The other day, the DP was in Nyeri. When he was in Kamega, he has been promising billions of people. He said that if he is elected the president, he will bump 5 billion shillings into my friend. Let us talk reality. And the young people, when president say that, we should look these leaders. The president is retiring. He is a billionaire. He will not starve. What he is only the interest, he has the interest of the young people at heart. Anasema ya kwamba tafadhali kabla hujapatia kura yako watu kama hali fikiria kati ya wote kati ya Raila Amolo Odinga ama Musalia Mudavadi ni nani ambaye ako na uwezo wa kupeleka uchumi wa taifa huko mbele. And when all people speak, President Uhuru Kenyatta knows William Ruto very well. He has been his friend for the last 20 years. Mtu akikwambia tafadhali ukae mahali na ufikirie uongozi ambao unajitakia miaka 5 ijayo. Wewe kama utabambwazwa na hawa politicians, ukipiga kura, maisha ukipige miaka 5 ijayo, usije ukapiga kelele na kansa, useme na hivi nilijua, when the president has given you a very good advice. Keep somewhere, interrogate the policies of these people,
okay,
and choose the best who can take the economy of this country forward.
Ibrahim, we can barely hear you.
Environment to grow your enterprise and to make something in life. Thank you.
Okay, well, at least we got the major part of his response in terms of the various talking points we've just highlighted on the show. Interrogate the promises. Let's not be carried away by euphoria. Ibrahim Ali right there from Garissa County. As we get the final take from our panelists, I'll start with Wakili Echesa. Perhaps that question fronted to the lawyers. What exactly does the law say when it comes to the constitution of this multi-sectoral team? Does the CJ have to be involved? Does IEBC have to be involved as well? Perhaps you can start on that note briefly, sir.
What the law says about multi-agency teams and other working relationships as between commissions and arms of government is that the law protects independence of institutions, and decisional independence is absolute. No one may interfere with the functioning of another commission or entity in terms of decision making. But the law allows for interdependence, which means institutional independence is not absolute. And there is no problem with this judiciary, the executive, and the commissions coming together for the common good. What we are saying is that when they are coming together, the law presupposes that they are coming together should be in good faith, should be in the betterment of their functions respectively. But the law does not anticipate a situation where one of the organs, one of the commissions, just like the IEBC has done, will cry for foul. And once they have raised that red alert, and then that multi-sectoral, multi-agency team becomes not effectively in terms of its legal setup, and could even be open to legal litigation and challenge.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that. Perhaps Dismas Mukua, your final take on the various issues that have been highlighted by our viewers.
Well, you know, they've said a lot, and also our conversation is that as we approach 2022 elections, Kenyans must be smart enough. And on average, Kenyans are smart, but they must run away from being emotional and irrational voters and voting leaders based on their track record of success. Because the biggest challenge you have today in Kenya today is a leadership crisis. More so in the context of the state of the nation, fiscal leadership and monetary leadership. How we manage our resources and how we allocate the same. So we need a leader who will be able to hit the ground running. And because as we approach these elections, we want to be sure that we are going to be guided by facts and facts alone, it's important to comment on this matter of the golden bag that a panelist here said that are golden bag economics. Musalia Mudavadi, in fact, is the one who crashed golden bag. There was a Abosire commission which said that he was not guilty of anything. In fact, he was a state witness. So when you have a leader like Musalia Mudavadi crashing golden bag, then again you do not give him a beating because he crashed it.
Interesting. Bichachi.
First, let me join our viewers and I think Kenyans at large in saying pole sana to the lives lost in Ukambani in that bus accident. But at that same moment, let me take a lesson. The politicians today who say that atukuli barabara. But that accident would not have happened if we had built infrastructure. The truth is, you might not be able to eat maram. But if it is not there, your life is poorer for it. Why is this important? The politicians will become expert in sloganeering, saying empty rhetoric to Kenyans. And the problem is this. Just like that bus driver who took a risk that destroyed a bus, we need to be so careful which driver we choose for this country. It does not matter the songs they sing, the slogans they give, but if they turn that wheel towards the river, we will drown too.
All right. We shouldn't be taken away by euphoria. Final take, Nyaribo.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to remind Kenyans that the Constitution does not block people from coming together. The law does not stop people from sitting down together and discussing about the national interests and national issues. If you look at the National Council on Administration of Justice, for example, is a judiciary, body, a committee that brings together others, and the Chief Justice and the other people chair the same committee.
All right.
So this is not the first time where the Chief Justice has come to share, to chair a committee. So we should not really try to be rigorous on academic and petty issues and leave out the most important aspect of national leadership. Yes.
Okay, so we definitely have to keep the conversation ongoing. Remember, hashtag to use is Inside Politics on social media. Thank you so much, our well-labeled panelists, of course joined by Dismas Mukua, political risk analyst, Mark Bichachi, who's a commentator in matters politics, Ishmael Nyaribo, Wakili, and Wakili Ken Echesa, equally joining us from our Kakamega studios. Gentlemen, thanks for your time. And that marks the end of today's edition of Inside Politics. Remember, keep it KTN News. Weekend at 1 up next in terms of the latest updates. Do stay tuned.